It's pretty boring now. Boring! It is. Right? Greg, who cares? The psychic part, I always fast forward. I just like the, Marsha. I just like the ghost parts. What was your entire YouTube watch history? Let's watch Green Inferno. Let me check what it is so I can tell you. Alright, we have... Where's my history? I gotta pee. History. Unsolved mysteries. Okay, besides my things. Couple glow up. Security loses his mind over cameras. Freedom of the press First Amendment audit. Entitled woman thinks she can abuse her roommate without consequences. Woman attacks man after work shift. Arrogant husband slaps wife in front of cops and gets a rude awakening. Angry woman chokes her daughter-in-law inside a bookstore. All hell breaks loose. Hotshot lawyer caught violently masturbating in Target. Man caught filming 5th graders in school bathroom. These are all body cam videos. EW. Woman's motel rampage quickly turns wild and disgusting. Bookcase built by Pete's. Yeah, nothing. It's basically mostly all video cam things. That's all I watch on YouTube. I don't really watch anything else. You know? Hey, Light Pink Mommy. Sylvia Brown Montel episodes? You wanna watch old Jerry Springer episodes? Or Montel? Or what's his name? Not Monty. Maury. The Maury I'm scared of stuff? Oh wait, hold on. Maury afraid of cotton balls. Afraid of pickles. You guys are gonna laugh. So there's people on this Maury talk show, they're afraid of stupid things like cotton balls, like deathly afraid. Pickles. Hey. Doesn't work? How come? We are out there? It's hilarious. They get scared of peaches. So they like torture them with stuff that they're afraid of. Like, it's really cruel, but exposure therapy, Beeze, I guess.
Okay, Louise, you're not going to believe this. Louise is petrified of mustard.
Oh my God! Look at it! Look, get away from me!
Sit down.
Look at it! Look at it!
That's just a picture.
Look at it! It's disgusting!
I got to talk to you about this.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
All right, take it off the screen, please. There's nothing on the screen. I got to talk to you about this.
She's having a fucking meltdown over mustard, bro.
Now, I want to tell you something. This is impossible. Nobody is scared of something like ketchup. Are you scared of ketchup?
I love
Are you
it.
scared of ketchup?
You love ketchup.
Nobody is scared.
Tell everybody what you used to do for a job.
Trust anyone.
Huh?
I worked at Burger King.
Burger King. She worked at Burger King.
Misunderstood. I don't go near it. You
The
want
Whopper
mustard,
doesn't
you
have
can.
mustard, so.
I go to McDonald's. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. What are you doing there? Something itching?
No, I'm scared.
And what about packs of mustard?
Ow!
Packs of... Look, Louise, just like this. There's nothing...
Oh my God, Maury! You said you didn't have any! Oh my God! Do you see that thing have? I'm telling you, I will kick your ass. Get that off! Get it off!
They're all off.
True. Don't fuck with the cats, 'cause they will find you. An army of pet lovers with claws on their keyboards. They will find you.
There's no question about it, but I want to make sure she's just as serious about wanting to make a change.
Find you. A legion of animal lovers with claws on their keyboards. They will find you. They will find you.
I'm actually afraid of him. I think about
Don't fuck with the cats. You know it's true. Don't fuck with the cats. You'd think that in a world where we don't trust politicians, we don't trust the law, and we don't trust anyone, that there'd be no one we could turn to when there's something wrong. But there's one thing that you can count on. Don't fuck with the cats. You know it's true. Don't fuck with the cats, 'cause they will find you. You know that you can't trust your brother or your neighbor.
It's about pickles?
when I used to.
And you can't trust the boss. But there's an army out there fighting on behalf of us. There's a legion you can count on. Don't fuck with the cats. You know it's true. Don't fuck with the cats, 'cause they will find you. An army of pet lovers with claws on their keyboards. They will find you. They will find you. A legion of animal lovers with claws.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll make myself bigger because I don't know what else we're gonna watch right now. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. There's one lady who's afraid of tinfoil. Like, what? I could see being cringed out by it, but like to be actually afraid is like weird. This is like the worst quality of webcam, I swear. I feel like I'm in like one of those movies, like Host or, you know, Flight 401. My pumped up kick stream? No way. Host is really good, yeah. Let's see, Flight 401. We have the Mr. Ballin, but I feel like he copyrights his content. So what caused the crash of Eastern flights, the Everglades disaster? Oh, there's a movie from 1978 with William Shatner. William Shatner. How a broken $5 light bulb caused this massive jet to crash in Miami. The ghost of Flight 401. I don't know, should I just play someone's video?
Emergency exits on the 1011. A life vest is in a...
Oh, the tape library? Okay, hold on. So this is like the plane that crashed in the Everglades? Hello again. Yeah, I got the link here. You can say hi, and I can say
Emergency
hey.
exits on the 1011. A life vest is in a container under your seat. If you have any questions on the safety features of the Lockheed 1011,
please ask one of the flight attendants as they pass through the cabin.
A woman is awoken from her sleep. She jolts up, shaking, covered in sweat. This isn't the first time she's had this nightmare. All week she's kept having these dark dreams entering her mind. Each time they were becoming more vivid. It was the screams, she said, that stood out for her. The sounds of screaming, of sobbing. It just felt so real. And then there were the images. One in particular burned into her memory. The image of Christmas presents sinking into blackness. To say it was a dark night would be an understatement. It was just before midnight on December 29th, 1972, when 43-year-old Robert Marquise went out on his airboat with a close friend, Ray Dickinson. The pair regularly headed out into the Florida Everglades late at night.
Freak me out.
The perfect time to hunt for frogs.
Isn't the Everglades where they, like, isn't there a Bigfoot there? Like, isn't there, like, the Everglades for some reason they just freak me out. I don't know.
Out in the shallow waters of the Everglades, they were surrounded by the sounds of nothing but frogs, crickets, and the occasional movement in the water of a passing alligator. Robert's headlamp was their only light source,
This is like
as their
half
boat
an hour,
trundled
maybe.
through the streams. Luckily, the pair knew the area like the backs of their hands,
Swamp.
and were comfortable navigating the swampy regions in the dark. To some, this might be quite a scary place to be this late at night, but for Robert and Ray, it was their escape. A place of peace and relaxation. A place to hunt and be at one with nature. Once they had gotten far enough into the Everglades, Robert turned off his boat and the pair sat in silence. Robert guided his headlamp over the grassy areas, hoping to catch a reflection of a frog's eye with it. When suddenly, the pitch black darkness of the Everglades was briefly illuminated by a glowing orange light about 5 miles in the distance from where the pair were. Eager to find out what had caused the sudden flash of light, Robert powered up his boat and started heading into the direction of the strange illumination. That was when they started to hear the sounds. They couldn't make out what it was at first, just a sea of chattering noise that seemed to grow the further they travelled into the darkness of the swamps. But the closer they got, the clearer it became. It was screaming. The screams, moans and cries of dozens of people.
But they lived?
But mixed in with these cries of pain appeared to be singing. The sound of Christmas carols were being carried on the gentle breeze in the night's air.
Ooh.
They arrived at the site of where Robert believed the light had come from. The
Plane
noises
crash.
were now almost deafening, but still they could not see where they were coming from. Robert's head torch being no match for the vast open darkness in front of them. Robert began
many
scanning
people
the torch
died?
over the area, and that's when he started to notice the body parts, tangled amongst sheets of broken up metal. Robert was in shock, still unsure of what he was witnessing, when he suddenly caught sight of one of the people that was screaming out for help. A man, still strapped into a chair, his clothes burnt almost completely off. What was left of them was singed into his melted skin. Face down in the mud,
Oh, 70 lived.
slowly sinking deeper from the weight of the chair on his back. Seeing Robert's lamp, he pleaded for help. They leapt into the water and hoisted him up onto the boat. It was at this moment the people,
no, it's
who were
great.
all thrown amongst the darkened
Simple
corners of the
plan,
swamp,
no.
realised that there was someone there, and began screaming out to Robert and Ray to rescue them. The pair began getting as many people onto their small boat as they could. As he was hoisting people up, however, Robert began to notice a burning sensation on his skin. It was at this point he realised it was jet fuel.
Uh-oh.
Despite the burns he was receiving, they continued to rescue as many people as they could fit onto their boat.
Oh my god.
Within 30 minutes the Coast Guard arrived, and Robert and Ray continued throughout the night, aiding the rescue team. In total they helped save the lives of 77 people that night.
77?
99 others didn't make it. However, for at least 2 people from that 99, their story wasn't quite over. Because, according to many witnesses, the 2 men who were at the heart of this catastrophe returned. Get yourself a warm drink, turn down the lights, and get comfortable. This is another entry into the tape library, and
I'm gonna
tonight we're
subscribe
going
to this
into the
one.
tale of the ghosts of Flight 401. Flight 401, an Eastern Airlines owned Lockheed TriStar plane, took off from JFK Airport at 9:20 earlier that evening, carrying 163 passengers on board and
Really,
13 crew
hillbilly
members.
haircut?
Heading to Miami International Airport, the flight was relatively uneventful for the majority of its trip,
This is
with
like
one
my
passenger
first...
even beginning to write a letter while on board the flight to the airline, commending its service. Its flight crew consisted of pilot Bob Loft.
No, this, Silver, this is, apparently like a mini documentary. It's like, we have about 20 minutes, about 20 minutes left, but it's, apparently Flight 401 is like a plane crash that happened in the Everglades in 72, and like people are like, I don't know, what is it? The parts like haunt people, and I don't know. It's creepy.
A
Apparently.
well-respected veteran of the company, First Officer Bert Stockstill, and Flight Engineer Don Repo. Inside the cockpit also sat Angelo Donadio, an
don't know
Eastern
how to
Airlines
explain it.
employee who was simply hitching a ride to Miami that night. At 11:32 p.m, the flight began its routine approach to Miami International.
Yeah, because I'm like obsessed. I used to be obsessed like with plane crash videos. So I don't remember this one.
But there was a small issue. After lowering the landing gear, Bert Stockstill noticed that the landing gear indicator hadn't lit up. This simple little light was used to inform the crew that the landing gear was locked into position and that it was safe to proceed. While the crew assumed the cause of the issue was the light itself, as opposed to the landing gear, they still needed to confirm this before they could continue with their descent. They attempted multiple times to close the landing gear back up and redeploy it, but still to no luck. The lights would not come on. Air traffic control instructed Bob Loft to fly over the Everglades, circling until they could figure out the problem, and then Miami International would find an available runway for them. Once in position, Captain Loft set the plane to autopilot, so he could assist his engineer in figuring out the problem. They began messing with the light itself, pulling it out and reinserting it to try and get it to light up. Obviously frustrated that such a small technical issue was causing them to not be able to get his passengers to their destination. Those passengers and most of the flight staff
The seats were so comfy back
had
then.
no idea anything was wrong.
What the hell?
It's not unusual for a plane to circle the airport for a while if a runway is not immediately available. Seemingly accepting that the landing gear indicator was not going to light up,
Right?
Captain Loft realised they would need to find some other way.
Wait, why were they that desperate? Like, why would you take parts from a crash? That's so weird.
To figure out if the nose landing gear
I
had
just
in
thought
fact
of that.
deployed. This fell to Don Repo. He would enter what is often referred to as the hellhole,
Double-decker plane?
a small dark section located for a trapdoor in the plane's cockpit. Once in the hellhole, there is a small circular peephole that Repo would be able to look through and hopefully get a clear view of the landing gear. However, just the simple act of asking Don Repo to
They
head
were not
down
doing
into the
well.
hellhole
Cutbacks?
would lead to the disaster that was about to unfold. It is believed that as Captain Loft turned to speak to Repo, he nudged the plane's steering wheel
Hellhole.
just slightly. But this slight brush of his leg disengaged the autopilot and sent the plane into an extremely gradual descent. The flight crew were all focused on the light situation, and the change in altitude was so minor it couldn't be felt. What made matters worse
Really?
is this tragic evening above the Florida Everglades fell on a moonless night. Much like Robertson Ray some 2,000 feet below the plane, the flight crew's view
Okay,
was
teardrop.
total
Talk to you later.
darkness.
Have a
They
good
had
night.
no idea they were slowly plummeting towards a tragic end. While an alarm did sound to indicate they had dipped below their targeted altitude, the crew at the time was so focused on getting Loft down into the hellhole, and reportedly the alarm on the plane at that time was a quiet, non-consistent beep. This was easily missed over the noise of the crew's conversations and moving towards the hole. Don Repo entered the hellhole. He would have been able to look out of the peephole just in time to see the plane crashing into the swampy grounds of the Everglades.
Oh my god. Imagine
No
crashing
one
in
on
the
board
dark.
would have had any idea they were about to crash until those final seconds. The final recorded words of the crew came from Stockstill and Loft.
We're still at 2,000, right? Hey, what's happening here?
Terrain, pull up.
The
Terrain.
fact that there were any survivors at all was a miracle made up of several factors. The plane's slow descent meant it almost glided along the Everglades, rather than nosediving straight down and exploding.
Yeah.
The plane broke up instantly into pieces, throwing passengers in all different directions. Apparently some were only saved from bleeding to death, because they were caked in so much mud it stopped the bleeding from their wounds.
Oh wow.
However, this did cause many to be infected by organisms within the swampland that required serious treatment
You
afterwards.
survived a plane crash only to die from an
Surviving
amoeba?
crew members did their best to help passengers despite being seriously injured themselves, and even suggested singing Christmas carols to keep spirits up, and to try and draw any potential rescuers to their location,
Christmas carols?
which he
Yeah,
did.
hey counterfeit. Why would you sing
Of the
Christmas?
cockpit crew, Stockstill was killed instantly on impact. Captain Loft passed away before the rescue team could get him to a hospital. Don Repo made it to hospital, but succumbed to his injuries while there. Remarkably, the one survivor of
Were
the
they
cockpit
forbidden to
members
smile or something?
was Donadeo, who had climbed into the hellhole with Repo just as the plane crashed.
Oh,
A
so
faulty
he
light
lived?
bulb and the slight brush of a man's leg against the controller had killed close to 100 people
It was
and left many
Christmas.
more injured and traumatized.
Oh yeah, the Christmas presents at the beginning. But
Let's go back to that woman from the start. Awoken in her bed in New York, night after night by terrible dreams. She was an airline attendant for Eastern Airlines. Each night in early December, she was being plagued by these horrible dreams. As we'd already stated, they were filled with screams of pain, of unseen voices, and she kept seeing the images of Christmas presents and wreaths floating on a sea of black liquid.
baby doll, yeah.
But as her dreams became more vivid, more details began to emerge. The consistency of the dreams led to her believing these weren't just your run-of-the-mill nightmares. She began to be convinced that specifically, a Lockheed TriStar plane was going to crash at some point, somewhere near Miami, around Christmas. She told several colleagues about this, but obviously no one higher up took this too seriously. Just one day before the crash, a notice went out to all on-staff cabin crew. A few spots had opened up for Flight 401, JFK to Miami International,
Premonition
on the
Beeze.
29th of December. As she read this, a chill went down her spine.
I have goat bumps.
She had no way of knowing if this was the flight from her dreams, but something told her to not take the chance. She didn't go to work that night, and another flight attendant that she had told about her dreams also declined, seemingly saving both of their lives. For its time, the TriStar L-1011
That is creepy.
was a fairly cutting-edge and expensive plane. Due to the nature of the crash, large sections of the plane were recovered intact, and surprisingly with only minor damage. It is said, supposedly, that due to the fact the accident hadn't been caused by any major faults with the aircraft itself, that recovered parts of the plane would be used for construction on its fleet of TriStar planes. Months later, in the summer of 1973, Eastern Airlines was trying to put behind them what was, at the time, one of the worst air disasters in history.
Yeah, Larry.
The senior vice president of the company had a meeting down in Florida that day, so he boarded a Lockheed TriStar plane from JFK, taking his seat in the first class cabin. He got himself comfortable.
It's so bad. I think I had a seizure. What? He's somehow okay, and the truck is too, just running their logic. Oh my god, thank god, Beeze. What the hell? Is that like the first seizure he's ever had? That's crazy. Sorry to hear that. I'm so glad he's okay though. Like, does he normally have seizures? It's the second as an adult. Oh. Shit. He's at the hospital getting testing? Oh my god, sorry, Beeze. That's scary. Thank god he's okay, though. He had a guardian angel, frig. Is it while driving? Honestly, if someone came up to me and said, listen, like very adamant and serious, and was like, I had a dream of a plane crash, I would believe them, I think, because I'm I watch stuff like this, you know? I don't know. You're keeping him overnight? Oh my god. You started praying. All your prayers worked. Crazy. Wow, yeah, thank God he's okay. Still, that's really awful, yeah. Shit. I hope it's nothing serious. Maybe his seizures are coming back as an adult. And, you know? So if you have seizure disorder, are you, like, not allowed to drive anymore? Because that would be dangerous. I'm hoping he can just take some meds. Yeah, hopefully Beeze. I'm praying for him. Yeah. Yeah, me too, Scrape. Like, I watch all these things and I'm just still... I mean, until it happens to you, you know? They have a plane crash simulator. We're watching a movie on... a thing on a plane crash. Not ruining anything. No, we're just chilling out, watching stuff, like, you know? So, yeah, we're here for you, like, you know? For sure. No, it's totally, we're here for you, and I'm seriously, I'm, like, saying prayers for your husband. I hope he's okay. That's very scary. We love you, too. What was the airplane that knew how to stay grounded? You have to be seizure free for over 2 years in order to drive? Oh no. Hope it's nothing. Hope it's just like isolated incidents. Yeah. I always feel relieved when is Salon here? No, he would be sleeping right now. Yeah, he told me
was about to pick up a magazine when a man
he goes to
dressed
bed
in a pilot's uniform asked if the seat next to him was free. The vice president said yes and gestured for the pilot to take a seat, assuming he was a pilot from the airline making use of their privilege
he said,
of being able to hop on
girl.
any flights that had available seating. Maybe he too had a meeting at the Eastern Airline headquarters down in Florida. They began to talk about work as the plane slowly filled up with passengers. The vice president couldn't shake the feeling that he knew the pilot, but that obviously wouldn't be unusual. However, the pilot seemed to be fixated on something outside his window, barely looking back at the vice president. When the subject of the tragic flight accident from the previous year was brought up, the pilot turned away from the window and looked directly at the vice president. It was at this moment it hit the vice president. His face went white, blood draining from it. He began to shake, unable to get any words out. He was sure of it. It was definitely who he thought it was. But that very idea made his entire perception of reality come crumbling down in an instant. There, sat next to him on this plane, having a casual conversation about work, was Captain Bob Loft. Loft, noticing that his new friend had come to the realization of who he was, looked directly at him, and before the vice president's eyes, he slowly vanished. The vice president leapt up from his seat and began forcing his way past the
should have thrown those haunted microwaves away.
boarding passengers, demanding to be let off the plane as he hysterically tried to get away from what he had just witnessed. He even rushed to the ticket desk when off the plane to try and find out the identity of the pilot, in the hope he had been mistaken. But no pilot had been boarded onto the flight. A crazy story, especially from someone as senior in the company as this. But this was not an isolated incident. Far from it. The delayed flight from Albany to Miami was facing further disruption when an air stewardess was trying to complete a head count of the passengers on board, when she kept finding a discrepancy. There seemed to be one extra passenger than they had on their flight manifest. After a few recounts, she
You have to buy a seat if you're dead? I don't think so.
spotted someone who she thought might have been their mystery extra. Sat in the front row was a man in a full pilot's outfit.
Same guy.
As I've already
Troublemaker.
said, it wasn't unusual for flight crews to do this. They were often needed to head to different parts of the country and would hop on a flight last minute if there was a seat available. The flight attendant approached the captain to welcome him to the flight and just check in on where he was headed. But strangely, he didn't respond. He didn't even acknowledge the flight attendant's presence. He just stared, blankly forward. The flight attendant tried a few more times to speak to the pilot, but his gaze never moved. Nearby passengers were starting to murmur with curiosity. They couldn't quite tell what was going on, but something was off between this flight attendant and the man dressed in the pilot's uniform.
Casual?
Growing concerned and not wanting to cause a further scene, the stewardess went to get her supervisor, worried that there was maybe something wrong with the pilot. But still, he would not engage with any of the crew.
My god, that's
Now
scary.
equally concerned, the supervisor began to doubt if this man was in fact a pilot with the company at all. He decided to go and get the one person on the flight that would hopefully recognise him and be able to help, the pilot of their current aircraft. Disgruntled by the already significant delay, the captain followed the stewarding supervisor to the seat. As soon as he locked eyes with the man in the pilot uniform, he realised this was not a waste of his time. Much like the vice president, he was there, staring directly at the deceased, Bob Loft. By this time, many passengers were watching intently as this strange incident played out. Once again, the moment someone clearly recognised him, the apparition of Captain Loft vanished into nothingness before their very eyes, causing panic amongst the passengers. The pilot, convinced there must be some kind of rational explanation for this, demanded his staff search the entire plane,
Dear Beezer.
including the lower decks, before they could take off.
That's creepy.
They could find no trace of the man in the pilot's uniform. The exact same type of incident would then take place a third time, all within the time span of a few months, when a female passenger was spotted in floods of tears in her seat on yet another Lockheed TriStar flight to Miami. She claimed that a man dressed in a pilot uniform had sat down next door to her and engaged in pleasant conversation before suddenly vanishing before her very eyes. After landing, a member of the Eastern Airlines staff showed her a few pictures of their pilots. The recent stories had started to get around amongst the crews, so he included a photograph of Bob Loft in there. Sure enough, the woman identified Bob Loft as the man she had seen on the plane.
This is the same guy.
Although in some recountings of this story,
Excuse me.
it is said she actually identified another member of the Flight 401 crew. These weren't just isolated incidents. Many people claimed to see Loft on their flights, including Eastern Airlines staff members who had worked with the man for years, supposedly becoming so frequent that the airline had to start telling their staff to stop discussing it. The visual appearances of Bob Loft were not the only strange events taking place on these planes.
The seats back then.
It would always be on the same type of aircraft, on Eastern Airlines, and always on a similar flight path. Rumours began
The seats were bigger when people were smaller, and now they're smaller when people are fatter.
circulating amongst the flight staff. Several of them reported feeling like they were not alone when preparing food down on the craft's
They
lower
better not
decks.
watch me in the bathroom, that's all.
Others heard odd noises with no apparent
Aircraft
source.
singles.
But as I've already hinted at, Bob Loft wasn't the only member of the 401 crew to be sighted.
Ugh.
Flight 318 in particular, the same type of aircraft as 401, seemed to be the centre for a lot of the unexplained events that would take place. One night a crew of caterers were loading food into the lower deck when they all abruptly left and refused to get back on the plane.
Oh, the hellhole guy.
They claimed they had seen a flight engineer standing in the corner of the lower deck,
Yeah, right, close.
silently watching them. When they tried to approach the man,
Get ashtrays.
he vanished into thin air.
Ooh.
On another flight between Atlanta and Miami, the crew in the cockpit had noticed a consistent banging sound coming from within the cockpit.
The hellhole.
After some time, they began to realise the sounds were in fact coming from underneath, in the hellhole.
Hey, props.
The flight's engineer opened the trapdoor and shined his torch down into the hole to see if he could make out anything before actually descending down. He claimed that there, in the darkness below, was a face staring back at him, just for a moment. He was convinced that it was the face of Don Repo.
People already look
As
like
one
ghosts back
Lockheed
then.
TriStar was flying over the Everglades, a man's voice came over the in-flight tannoy, instructing people to fasten their seatbelts.
Yes, Larry.
There was some confusion amongst the flight crew while they were getting ready to land. None of them had recognised the voice. There was even further confusion from the pilot and the cockpit crew, as none of them had made the announcement. Some claim that the appearances of Repo and Loft would often come with a warning, as if they were on the lookout for malfunctioning parts. In one of the last reported incidents, Repo apparently appeared before a staff member, warning of a fire. While no fire happened on that flight, on its return journey a small electrical fire broke out in the cockpit.
No, I'll talk about my boil after this. There's only 2 minutes left.
But was promptly put out.
I'm
The
having
final
boil
reported
trouble.
appearance of either man apparently saw Don Repo appearing before another Eastern employee to say that there would never be another TriStar crash. They would ensure it would not happen again. It is said that this was the point when all the reused parts from Flight 401 were gutted from the TriStar fleet, and neither Don Repo or Bob Loft were ever seen again. Sure enough, up until the time Eastern Airlines closed its doors for good in 1991, there was never another TriStar accident. The official line from the airline was that there were never any reports of ghosts on their flights, and that it had simply been a joke amongst a few staff members. They claim no parts of Flight 401 were ever reused, although multiple sources refute this fact, including the book The Ghosts of Flight 401 by John Fuller, which was released just 4 years after the accident.
I want to read that.
In 2022, 50 years later, the remaining survivors of Flight 401 banded together to have a memorial put up in Miami Springs for the victims of the crash. This was spearheaded by a woman named Beverly Raposa, one of the flight attendants responsible for saving so many lives on that fateful night.
You couldn't imagine going through that,
Thank
like,
you
really.
for joining me on this episode of the Tape Library.
It must be a really...
If you enjoyed this one, then please do hit the like button and leave me a comment below.
really awful thing. That was cool, Hillbilly. Thank you. I'm gonna watch more of that, like, on my own time, too. Because it was really creepy. I like that. Ghost plane crash. What's the matter, Silver? What are you fed up with? Just remember, life is very precious and there's nothing in this life worth doing that. Good narration, yeah, it's calming. Anyway, no, I'm not watching boil videos. They gross me out. Anyway, it's hurting a bit like it's growing back. And if it's growing back, ChatGPT says I have to go get it properly lanced. No, there's no smell right now. Yeah, and keep us posted if you can, Breeze, if you want to. The name of that video was, Ghosts of Flight 401, Unearthing the Eerie Encounters That Follow the Tragedy, and it's from the tape library. Put the link back in if you want, Hillbilly. Boil videos, where's your boil? I don't want to go to the hospital and get it done, oh my gosh. I'll see how it goes, that's why I bought some more compresses. Freaking diabetes. I better take my blood sugar. I gotta pee. I gotta take my insulin also. I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. Keep an eye on BG. I can't even do my insulin right now because I get. Oh.
Stretch your legs, grab a stretch your legs, grab a snack. We'll be rolling right back. Top off your drinks and a chat. We see you there. We love that. Intermission, don't you go far. Hold your spot, you're the star. Take a breath, reset the vibe. We'll be back to the live, to the live. Hit that like if you're hyped. Drop your mood in the type.
Anyways.
Refill your joy, fix your seat when we return.
What is this? Oh, the darkest videos.
It was.
Yeah, we have to watch some of those too. Maybe next time though, because I'm gonna get off soon. After I take. What do you think my blood sugar is? Something scary, 8 minutes long. I like those videos. The scariest video. You watch Scrape Scare Theater? Those are some good videos too. Guy who used to make videos, oh, never mind. I'll never remember the name. Shit. Seriously Strange. He did like a series called Seriously Strange. He had a beard. His name was Rob or something. No way. Hey, baby! More obscure, horrible stuff. Rob, how come it blanked it out? Yeah, Gloomy House. Okay. think my blood is... What do you guys think it is? 15? I'm gonna say 12. Who is it? I forget. It's not letting me see the name. 10? 15? Oh. My finger is sore as hell. That's why the continuous glucose monitor is better, but... Isn't it annoying always having something under your arm, or no? What? Rhymes with pike? Oh. Come on, that hurt and I didn't even get any blood. So... It doesn't say... Why is it blocking out his name? Eleven. Yeah. Anyways. Baby! Well, it's better than 19, but it's still high. Stink. Smell. No, she doesn't smell, but I just like saying you stink. Oh, baby girl. Hello, baby! Not bad. Not great. I'm gonna prepare my insulin bees. Good eating today? Yeah. Thank you. You stinker! You wanna go bed? You wanna go bed? She has weird eyes. Because she has boo-boo eyes, that's why. Stink butt. He's got Betty boo-boo eyes. You've been sick, Harper? I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. I hope you feel better soon. What happened to... It's still high, yeah. I was hoping it would be a bit lower, but it's gonna take a bit of time. Hey. Okay, well... I think I'm gonna get off for tonight because I'm freaking tired. She has boo-boo eyes. And, I want to relax and go to bed early tonight, I think. Drawing salve? In my case, I don't think that it's just a boil. I think that it's either the hydrenta superficiis or some kind of like chronic, because I never had it properly drained. Like, you know how you got to get the core dug out? I never had that done, and I think it's related to my high blood sugar. But the fact that it's always in the same spot, it's like I think it just wasn't popped properly. And I think it's like inevitable that I'm gonna have to just get it done. Oh. She wakes up the minute I say I want to go to bed. She's like, play! I need a joint. Aw, have one, girl. You have to get this off. The sack out. Why are they... I gotta fix the moderation settings. This is ridiculous. That's what I need to do, get it excised. I need to get it lanced. But I don't want to go now. I don't know. No, I can't post boil pics. If I can't show you my hair, you think I can show you my boil? Ow, my knees from the scooter ride. Because when you're scooting, you have to have your knees all bunched up. You know? Hello, Mike. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, they have to cut it, like surgically open it, and then dig it out. Yeah, it's very painful. That's why I don't go. Because I had a big, huge abscess or something here, and like near my back, and it was so painful, and I had a fever. So I went to the hospital, and just touching it, like lightly, would make me scream. And what do? They froze it, but not enough. And they squeezed the shit out of it. They're like, oh, we're almost over. And I'm like screaming. I can handle pain pretty well, actually, without freaking out and screaming, but this was bad. I almost passed out. The background is pretty. I almost passed out. Yeah, you just gotta get it done. You know? Yeah, Harper. Oh. Anyway, I'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I might have to go and get it done. Because, like, yeah. I look like that Violet ghost. Oh yeah, to heal for your trip. I don't want that thing on my trip. You're right, Beeze. The nerves are on fire. Yeah, it's so painful. It gets like really inflamed. Ugh. I don't want it anymore. So, anyway, I just keep the area clean and dry, and I'm hoping it won't grow, but it's like a friggin' parasite or something. It's alive. It doesn't look bad. It just like it's actually like really small, like the area, like where it pops. But if you can feel the abscess. It's more of a feel than see. It doesn't look really bad. It's like almost like it's all internal, if that makes sense. So even if I showed you, you'd be like, oh, it doesn't look bad. But it is bad. It is bad. Okay, guys. Bringing up the boil. The infamous boil.
Who's this? This is hot sauce. Where's hot sauce?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go to bed now. Have a good night, y'all. I shall see you tomorrow, inshallah. Good night, Aussie. Good night, everybody. See you later. Till next time. Bye.
Screen glow fading on my face, chat slowing down. Last few names got your jokes still in my head. We're thanks for stopping by. Empty mug, but my heart's full. Clipped a laugh, save the whole. Some of you stayed all the way. Some just waved and slipped away. Good night, and thanks for stopping by. You turned a quiet room into the sky. Every little message, every hi. Good night, and thanks for stopping by. We don't trust the law and we don't trust anyone. That there'd be no one we could turn to when there's something wrong. But there's one thing that you can count on. Don't fuck with the cats. You know it's true. Don't fuck with the cats, 'cause they will find you. Don't fuck with the cat!